Joining me now is Frank Fleming, author of the new book, Punch Your Inner Hippie. I love this book cover. Get your hair, cut your hair, get a job, and make America awesome again. You can also read him over at Pajamas Media. Frank, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I'm a little nervous about your book because you're talking about all of us having an inner hippie. And is that true? I mean, explain to me a little bit about this.
Well, I think I make a good case for it. Now, as I explore in the book, I trace the root cause of human failure and why, as a country, we started to backslide a bit, and that is hippies. And,
I love it. I've started this book, by the way. I'm only like a little early into it still.
Well, I go early on. I explain that a lot of people associate with hippies with just the 60s, but actually hippies have been a problem throughout human history and dragged previous societies down before, such as the Romans. Like, if you remember around the end, they were all hanging out in togas. You know, no one's doing serious work when they're in a toga. They had holidays like every single day, and thus, you know, they collapse. And this is a problem we have. And thus, but the problem is the hippie influence has gotten so much that each of us have some of it inside us, and thus we have to defeat this root cause of human failure, the hippie inside us, to be able to achieve what we should be able to.
So we all have a little bit of, for an absence of a better way to put it, a little bit of a hippie aesthetic with the way that we approach certain things. And we have to vanquish that, basically.
Yeah, I have a test early on that you can go through the question, see how much of a hippie influence you have inside you. What
did you score? You took your own test.
My test is actually calibrated against me so that I get a perfect score.
Look at you. Yeah, nice.
But that's because I've been working at this a long time. You know, so I've been working a lot on the science of punching hippies and awesomeness, which is the key to defeating your hippie. And
yeah, tell me about this, because this is in 4 parts.
Yes, I talk about creating a tank of awesomeness, which is how you truly defeat your hippie, because you have a tank, you just run over a hippie. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, and we can't own tanks, Piers Morgan. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. But there's 4 parts to the tank of awesome. The first is the independence, which is the treads of the tank allow you to run over any terrain.
Right.
There's gratitude, which is the armor of the tank, so you can, no matter what happens, you're not going to go, woe is me, you're not going to feel entitled. Yeah, and then the ambition is the fuel of the tank, always driving you forward. And then the confidence is the cannon of the tank, allowing you to blow away anything in front of you.
And I know, because you're so good. I mean, I love your dry sarcasm, and I've read your column for a while over at Pajamas Media. Your last one was just, what was October 4th, 1st or 4th? Your last one you were talking about, no, we don't need to turn this country around, which we'll talk about in a minute, and I thought it was funny. But you're really, I mean, it's really serious, though. I mean, when you really look at what you're writing in here, it's kind of self-incriminating, because you look at and you're like, yeah, there may be certain things that I could probably improve upon. I mean, it is a self-help book, but it's looking at how you can maybe get rid of some of these tendencies that you have in your life to be more independent and more conservative, really. It's a book that every moderate needs to read. Yeah,
I hope everyone will get something from it. I mean, the point is we have sort of an entitlement culture, and this is the irony of hippies. Hippies aren't going to exist when you actually have real problems. Like, there's zombie apocalypse, there's not going to be hippies around, they can't survive. But when society advances enough that all our real problems are gone, no one has trouble surviving or getting food, that's when hippies emerge and start complaining, because they feel entitled, like we all deserve what we have.
And that's really, I mean, that's, to me, that is really significant, because is that what is it because we don't have to worry about these, we don't have to worry about, making sure we hunt our own food for survival now. I mean, I'll just, I'll stop at the Tom Thumb on my way home and just pick up a pound of hamburger meat. There you go. And Hamburger Helper, if need be. And then that's all the thought that goes into it. Is it because we just created for ourselves through convenience and technology? We have all of this extra time so we can be navel gazers? Is ultimately that kind of...
Yeah, in a way, this is sort of the most trying time for America, because we don't have any giant problems. We don't have like the Nazis or the Soviet Union about to nuke us or anything.
We have terrorism.
Terrorism, but they're not going to overthrow us. I mean, they're awful, but no one thinks they're going to like actually take over or anything. So this is our most trying time, because we don't have the central problem to make us focus on it. And we just have our entitlement where we think we deserve everything, which is like, no, we don't deserve what we have. We have to work to deserve what we already have. Right,
which is the foreign concept to hippies.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the hippie inside us saying, oh, just wait for someone else to solve the problem, it's too hard, and that's what you have to overcome. That's what you have to punch deep in, you have to reach deep inside you and punch to overcome. And when you get rid of that root cause of failure, then you can achieve anything. I mean, with the technology we have, we should be doing things that make landing on the moon look like something a stupid baby would do.
I Well, you just had, and I realized, and this is how much I've been so, I've not been paying attention to this. I mean, I realized that we were going to be landing something on a comet, and then I realized it wasn't us, and it made me angry. That wasn't us.
Yeah, yeah, like Europe, like
unlike
with their metric system that somehow got.
Like, how did you guys did this? Yeah, exactly, with your oh, okay. And then I realized as I was following this little probe's Twitter account, and it was like, oh, I'm landing here. This is what my view looks like. And I thought, this isn't us. I can't feel excited about this because we own it. We should own that little tiny comet. That's ours.
We landed on the moon back in 1969. We should have like, stations on Mars by now, but we just lost that momentum.
Yeah, we can't even get up now up there because we'd have to hitch a ride with the Russians.
Yeah, we're asking
they
people,
hate us.
hey, can you give us a ride to the space station, please? It's pathetic.
Do you think? Well, okay, now let me kind of switch gears and talk to you about this. In line with that, so everyone is talking about the privatization of space travel. Well, then everybody looks at what happened with Richard Branson and his latest experiment with that rocket, and it cost lives. And now everyone's saying, "Great job, Branson! You douchebag!" Because now the government's going to come in and regulate it because you weren't careful enough. Is that a fear that they're just going to stomp all over private innovation and just not take it over?
Well, it's a number of things. We used to be much tougher. We run out of the we had the frontiersmen run into the wilderness, just punch out wildlife and make raccoons in a hat.
I thought they did it.
Yeah, but we weren't scared all the time. You do dangerous things. I mean, we went to the moon. That was
That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, we did that on like less computer power than you have in your phone now. And it's like, that was dangerous. We're just not used to danger anymore. It's like, it's even weird, the government still lets us drive cars or anything.
That's why
like
lumbersexual is a thing right now. People dress like woodsmen, but they're not really woodsmen. And it's like a fashion thing, lumbersexual. So last quick thing, it's a whole other topic for another time. Last quick, what do you make of this past midterms? Are we getting to the point where we're like, we kind of revolted maybe a little bit? I don't know. What do you make of it? Because you said, well, we're not going to turn this car around in your last piece.
Yeah. I was talking about, like time to turn the country around. No, it's the midterms. I mean, the difference with the Senate control, basically that's the equivalent of like putting mittens on Barack Obama so he can't cause quite as much damage anymore. But he's still going to run around into furniture and things. And, it's... I think, most people agree with me analysis now that, Barack Obama's presidency is pretty much equivalent to a toddler running into furniture. Right,
but now he's got mittens, so he can break.
Yeah, he can't get his little grubby hands on stuff right now. But, he's still going to cause damage. And it's just, that's we could maybe change things in 2016, I guess.
Maybe. Oh, unless you're ready for Hillary. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah.
We'll get nice pink mittens for her, I guess.
Yeah. Frank, thank you so much. The book is Punch Your Inner Hippie. Cut your hair, get a job, make America awesome again. Go out and get it. And you can find him at Pajamas Media and your side, IMAO.US. Right, .US. All right, folks, have you heard about the pregnant women begging for money and driving away in Mercedes? Yeah, we got that chick story next in the pit.